a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show, always serving the community as a consumer advocate, helping you understand your buying decisions, making you more street smart, and most importantly, connecting you with all of the best expert contributors, attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, mortgage expert Robert Paredes on the show today. All types of ways that we help you, and I love getting the calls and the text messages and the emails at the website, consumerqb.com, consumerqb.com, and we'll put you through to all the best experts. That way you can cut out the research. These folks are vetted. They're awesome. They contribute to, of course, these stations that you listen to, and it's a way that you can support the local economy. You can support people of like-minded, values as well. So coming up, Robert Paredes. He's an Army veteran. He's also Fluxx Funding here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Derek Coble as well. He's going to talk about, he's a public adjuster. A lot of people don't realize that they're out there, how this works. Insurance is a huge issue right now in the state of Florida, so we're going to jump into that, and he's going to dive a little deep into the real estate side, how that works as well. Also, interesting topic, couples. More and more couples are adding down payment assistance and monies to their registries, gift registries, so that's going to be cool. We're going to talk with Robert about that, and of course the state of the economy and other aspects of real estate here in Tampa Bay and beyond the Gulf Coast region of Florida, and also statewide, nationwide. Keller Williams Realty, we have an international reach. We are the #1 real estate company on the planet. We can help you in any state, no matter where you're looking to buy, sell, or invest. We'd love to help you with that. Now, I got to give a quick shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill. That's the Tampa restaurant partner for the Consumer Quarterback Show. Excellent food. I've been getting their salmon salad a lot lately. Robert, I see you shaking your head. You've been over there before?
Delicious, especially that salmon salad. I know it well.
Yeah, that's such a good salad, and it's like a healthy salad. It tastes great. The dressings, everything they put on there. Monday through Friday, they got a great happy hour there. Drink specials as well. Private dining experiences upstairs for events, banquets, rehearsal dinners, corporate events, weddings, catering of any type as well. Say hello to Chef Oscar Ramirez and General Manager Joseph, and they're going to hook you up with a free appetizer. I used to make the joke they hook you up with a free water with lemon, but they are going to give you a free appetizer just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. So there you go. Go ahead and get your appetizer over at Brio. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers. All right, we always feature our listings. Part of our strategy here with our team. By the way, our team is up 11% year over year. The market's down 8.1%. So we're doing some things right, of course. We help our sellers maximize the exposure and the profit on the sale of their real estate properties by featuring their listings live on air, maximizing the exposure, literally broadcasting your listing to thousands of people every single day in the Bay Area. Nobody else can do that for you. Nobody's doing it. So we got a hot listing here at 6648 Timber Cove Lane. This is a property here in Tampa Bay. We have a residential opportunity in Newport Richey, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, highly sought after Wilds condominiums. It's a 2-story condo, water views of the pond, island kitchen, updated cabinetry, countertops, modern appliances. You got nice sized bedrooms. You have in-home laundry, 1-car garage, access to a community center, as well as a pool. You're nearby downtown Newport Richey and Sims Park. Beautiful color scheme. I love that light blue color. It's very tropical feel there. Beautiful property, 6648 Timber Cove Lane, Newport Richey, Florida. One of our hot listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. 3417 Poinsettia Drive. This is a vacant lot. Build your dream home, waterfront lot here in Hernando Beach. You have a great opportunity to have access to the Gulf of Mexico, live that Florida lifestyle. You have an expansive 84-foot waterfront stretch on the waterfront there on the canal. No HOA or CDD fees, which is very hard to find these days. Access to a Hernando public boat ramp. You're minutes from the world-renowned Weeki Wachee, where you can go see the mermaids up there, Weeki Wachee River. This is a great opportunity. Build your dream home. 3417 Poinsettia Drive in Hernando Beach. This one's listed at a nice price, too. Somewhere around $165, I believe it is, $170 range. Hot listings. You can see all of our properties at Platinum Coastal Elite. .com. Make sure you stop by and check out PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it there.
All right, we got got Robert Paredes in the house. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, Brandon, how are you, buddy?
Awesome. Doing well, man. Blessed and highly favored?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Actually, got some good news. Actually, last week the interest rates went down quite a bit by a good 0.5%. So that's
Nice.
that's a nice little trend that we're having. So
What
we'll see.
caused
if we
that?
can information, economic indicators, and so on when it comes to the
Bonds?
well, not just the bonds, but also you're talking about the. I'm just having a blank today.
The federal funds overnight lending rate and the expectations for them to move that or not.
Yeah, plus also the the inflation rate as well. There were some job numbers that came down a lot lower than expected, so that moved the bond market pretty good. So
That's right.
got a nice little tick on that as well.
Interesting.
So.
Tell us a little bit about your Army experience. I know this station, they love our veterans. We obviously take care of our veterans with our quarterback team, and you have your post 9/11 veterans nonprofit organization shirt on.
Yeah,
there too.
we actually have our veterans golf charity event this Friday, and looks to me that's going to be a really nice weather as well. So we're looking forward to
Nice.
that.
Where's
So,
that at, bud?
That's actually at Babe Zaharias right there on Fletcher Avenue. You know that whole area.
Fletcher Ave?
Yeah, it's really nice. They actually upgraded that whole place, and so we're looking forward to it as well. We've got some veterans that's going to be showing up as well, so that's going to be fun. But yeah, I was in the Army for a little bit. Drove tanks actually. So
Nice.
when I took that ASVAB test, that's the test that everybody goes to as to they decide where you're going to be in the military. They said, well, either be a linguist or something else. I said, I know what a linguist is. That means I'm going to be sending me off to California to learn Russian. I said, no, I don't want to do any embassy work, so I just drove tanks instead. So
There
that's
you
what I
go.
did. So-
Hey, that wouldn't be a bad gig.
No, not at all, man. I tell you, firing that 120 millimeter shell is something else, especially at nighttime when you have that tracer going through. It's kind of cool.
Man, that's awesome.
Kind of cool.
Man, talk about big guns
Getting
right there.
chills, getting chills right now.
Yeah,
man.
there you
Getting
go.
chills. So.
Big guns. So we got Robert Paredes in the house. Robert, we talk a lot about real estate, mortgage, credit, finance on this show. And you had mentioned in the show notes, mortgage delinquencies are increasing right now.
Yeah, what's happening is that credit card debt is also up. I think we talked about this the last time I was here. A lot of folks who still some issues with the gas prices and food and so on and so forth. They're trying to figure out how they can pay all that. As a matter of fact, I had a client, potential client, wanted to do a line of credit as well because a family of four, she pays $2,000 in food alone. And I don't know how, two boys, but I don't know how big they are, but that's a lot of food. I don't care how
Those
you look at
teenagers
it.
eat a lot, don't they?
That's it. Then plus also, I think they do sports as well. That's another $2,000. So even before
Sure.
they do anything, that's $4,000. So she needed some help. Did a line of credit for her.
Man.
She had all that equity.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
So home equity line of credit, talk me through that. So by doing that, you're able to reduce the household interest rate?
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. So let's say, for instance, if you got a really good interest rate that you got maybe 2-3 years ago, at 3%, 4%, and you don't want to touch it on a regular refinance.
Right.
If you have enough equity, we can get you a line of credit. Now, those interest rates are a little bit higher, but at the end of the day, to your point, it's going to save you $500, $600, $800, $1,000. I've even seen one $1,200 a month.
Yeah.
Because you're not paying 25%, 30% in credit cards. So
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's a smart move. It's a smart money move to be able to reorganize like that. And, if you can get through these next couple of years, a lot of people are saying that, if you do the 2-1 buy down, if you're buying a home,
Right.
or on that HELOC, if you buy that HELOC and you don't necessarily like that you stretched out your mortgage or whatever it might be, you're able to, in a couple of years, maybe you lump it all together in another low interest rate.
You do, because from my understanding, if I can remember, about a year or so, people were starting to pay 6.5%, 7%. So when the rates go down again, it might make sense to just go ahead and refinance the ones who got those 6 or 7%.
Right.
And by that time, you have some equity and you can pay some debt. But I don't care what anybody says, man. Getting $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 worth of credit card debt off your shoulder, you can sleep at night after that.
Exactly.
So it's really tough.
Yeah, it's a smart way to do business. We're talking with Robert Paredes here. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, real estate professional, and Robert is our mortgage professional with the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we talk a lot about, the real estate in general. If you look at the economy right now, yeah, there's a lot going on nationally. We want to bring it here locally, okay? We want to get a little granular for you, help you understand your buying decisions and these different aspects of business and life. And essentially, what's interesting, what I find interesting, Robert, is when you look at the absorption rate,
right,
and you look at the month supply, we're still at like 1.15 month supply, 80% absorption rate.
We are. And so before I get into that a little bit, I do want to remind everybody, for especially those buyers out there that's been kind of hemming and hawing, and they need some down payment assistance.
Yeah.
Hometown Heroes is back as of yesterday. So the state did pump in $36 million.
Wow.
But I don't think that's going to stay any longer. I think you might have 30 days to try to get some of that assistance. So so realtors out there, or even buyers, if you've been thinking about it, and the only thing you need is that down payment assistance, and you're ready to go, and you have a property, reach out to your favorite lender. Hopefully it would be me, and let's get some of that money, because it's not going to last long.
That's right. Yeah, support the local economy by supporting Robert Paredes, Fluxx Funding, and the local teams here that support your values. Don't go into the big banks. Don't go into the big woke banks, and go online. Work with the local team. Robert Paredes here, online at consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors, consumerqb.com. Now, they've expanded that Hometown Heroes. So traditionally, when you say Hometown Heroes, people think, what, paramedics, et cetera.
Exactly. Nowadays, as long as you have a brick and mortar office located in Florida, whether, let's say, for instance, your parent company is in, let's say, California, but you have a brick and mortar here, and you work 35 hours a week average, you qualify up to 5% or $35,000.
Even if it's a contractor or
lawn
maintenance company.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, if you're 1099, as long as you have your SunBiz and so on, and we can kind of put it together, you're fine. And the great thing about that program is there's no mortgage payment on it whatsoever. So it's pretty much interest free. Really.
Wow. Yeah, I love those. I did a deal like that back in the day, man. This is going back a long time, but I did a deal. I think part of it was SHIP funds, and it was for one of my family members. So I had SHIP funds, and I had another source of down payment assistance. I got $20,000 from one source, $25,000 from the other. $45,000 of no payback money that was granted. Now, the only caveat, something like it, you have to hold on to the loan for 5 years. Something like that.
Correct. Yeah, there's a lot of different types of down payment assistance, and it's on a case-by-case basis. So the best thing to do is reach out to me, depending on your credit scores, your income, and so on. I can fit you with the best type of program for that. So
I'm going to go to a clip here. This is interesting. I came across this on one of my favorites, Charlie Kirk.
So what I found to be so powerful in the first couple pages of the book, it's very clear that there is a value system that the permanently poor embrace. If you had to summarize that for our audience, what would that be?
Well, I would say that it's a value system where the present moment is lived for, the pleasure of or sensation of the present moment is lived for, without any thought of the morrow or even.
So this gentleman he wrote a book. Charlie brought it up, and it really hits on, because it reminds me of another story that I heard or I read in a book somewhere. I picked it up. I think it was maybe a Brian Tracy, but it said something to the effect that this doctor from Harvard, Edward Banfield, I think was his name, he conducted a 40-year study into what caused some people to be more wealthy, more, that upward mobility that we look for, the American dream. We call it the American dream, used to. Hopefully we can still do it for a few more years. But when you look at what causes some people to be poor and some people not, he boiled it down to, and this was a 40-year study, he called it long time perspective. So the further you can look out and plan for, and I think that's as human nature, sometimes we underestimate what we can do in 5 years, 10 years, but we significantly overestimate what we can do in 1 year, right? We set those yearly goals, and then when we don't hit those 1 year goals, we get down on ourselves, et cetera. But you got to keep pushing, keep looking, and I look back at even my career, 5 years, 10 years now on air with the Quarterback Show, how far we've come.
Yeah, and he makes a really good point. You have to plan for the future and so on, and I know part of that strategy is owning real estate, right? I mean, that's how you build wealth and so on. And, I make fun of some of the folks, actually, and my friends know about this, about, the $40,000 millionaires. A lot of folks, especially the younger kids who, they want to go ahead and La Vida Loca now and everything. Yeah, they have all the nice stuff, but they're still living with mom and dad, and they're making good money and everything. It's just that they're just not thinking through it long term as well. So
yeah, we all did it. I leased at one point in my career, I leased a Mercedes. It was a nice car. It was an awesome 4-door Mercedes, but I was paying something like $11.50 a month or $12.50 a month.
I mean,
how dumb was that?
I get it and everything, but at the end of the day, you need a good mentor or somebody to tell you, hey,
exactly.
you really need to rethink.
Yeah,
this.
Do you really need that car, or could you? I mean, you could have bought it. I could have bought it at the time. I mean, that was probably 5-10 years ago, 15 years ago, maybe.
That's a huge payment.
Could have bought a nice rental property for that. You know,
that's mailbox money, man.
That money away just to have a vehicle to drive to impress my friends or whatever.
Yeah, which they don't pay your bills, right? Your friends don't pay your bills,
Exactly.
so why? You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, that would be a real good friend there.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break. Robert Paredes, Army veteran, Fluxx Funding, mortgage expert, contributor, Consumer Quarterback Show coming up here in just a moment. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
I want to give a special thanks to Satellite Phone Store. They just hooked me up with this beautiful satellite phone, and it's a gorgeous phone. It's a great device. It's a safety device as well. Think about it. If you're out on the boat 40, 50 miles out, maybe you're going hunting or you're going hiking in the woods somewhere, you run out of cell phone service, or who knows, maybe a possible terrorist attack. It's not like our politicians aren't entrenched in all this stuff going on overseas, all over the place, all over the world. Could be a terrorist attack. They could attack the power grid. They could attack the cell phones. Who knows what they're going to attack next. Sat123.com/REQB. Sat for satellite. Sat123.com/REQB, like real estate quarterback.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, we're back. Brandon Rhymes here in studio with Robert Paredes, Fluxx Funding, helping you in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing. We're going to help you win no matter what you're looking to do here in Tampa Bay. A couple of hot listings. We have a property on Raintree Circle here in Tampa Bay, 3573 Raintree Circle. This is a great opportunity. Single-family home, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, almost 1,800 square feet. You have just a nice floor plan, stainless steel appliances. I love the flooring, the granite. It's just a nice setup here. 3573 Raintree Circle in Lakeland. You have a carport. It looks like it's updated on the interior. Just a beautiful property. $45,000 worth of updates. This is a gorgeous home. Samsung stove and range, and never used dishwasher. Brand new dishwasher. Raintree Circle, Lakeland. One of our hot listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. All right, we got another waterfront beauty here on Gardenia Drive. This one's 3331 Gardenia Drive. 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 4,500 square feet. Got a split floor plan, bamboo flooring, vaulted ceilings, gorgeous spiral staircase, 2-story screen lanai with a pool and balcony on the canal. Access to the Gulf of Mexico. 3331 Gardenia Drive, Hernando Beach, Florida. And you can see all of our listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com. That's PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
Buy dirt, find one you can't live without.
All right, we got Robert in the house. A couple more topics we wanted to get to. So this, it's interesting. When you look at weddings, a lot of times, these gift registries, they're hey, buy us some formal dining ware that we'll probably use 2 or 3 times a year.
Exactly.
Thanksgiving, Christmas.
I have that.
Now, yeah, exactly. Now they're getting. We got this huge table in there, and it's like we hardly ever sit at it. But it's it's great to have when you do have the family over 10, 12 people in the room. Couples now are saying, hey, instead of they're getting smart.
They are. It's actually genius. Instead of buying this, that will give us some money for our down payment on a new home or whatever. And I think it's very smart to do.
Yeah.
I've even heard that instead of having that $250 plate wedding. Yeah. Just put that. Hey, Dad, just cut a check for the down payment, right? The 5%, 3%, whatever it is. I think it's super smart.
Yeah. Hey, I tried to talk my wife into saying, hey, well, let's go out. East. We'll go out into the woods somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll have some barbecue chicken. We'll have, we'll save some money on the wedding. We'll put it all towards,
when I married Elena about 7.5, 8 years ago, I said, listen, you've got 2 choices. We can, if you want, do the $350 plate, but I can get you a nice ring, okay, or for a house or whatever, or maybe have that nice honeymoon that you've always wanted.
Yeah,
she's a smart lady. That's why I married her. She said, "No, we don't need that." Everybody's going to forget about it the next day anyway, right? So why pay that kind of cash? So.
Yeah. We actually ended up finding a good deal at a Marriott that was very affordable. I mean, I was surprised. It was Waterfront Marriott, Sanibel Harbor Marriott. Great. I highly recommend that place. But let's see. So we also wanted to talk about 2-1 buy down.
Yes.
So people are still looking to buy that rate down?
Well, see, there's a difference. If you're buying down the interest rate, that's something completely different than the 2-1 buy down. The 2-1 buy down can actually... let's say, for instance, the interest rate today is at 7.5%.
Yep.
A 2-1 buy down will actually have your interest rate, your effective rate, by good 2% your first year. So instead of paying 7.5% on the rate, you're actually paying 5.5% on that interest rate the first year.
Nice.
And then the idea is within a year, which all the experts are saying, those interest rates are going to be going down to where you can refinance. Definitely. So,
well, those experts get it wrong a lot of times now, Robert.
Well, I you're right, but I believe the same way. I mean, it's the trend's going down. We've actually hit our 50-day moving average on the interest rate going down. So I think we've got some room to go down as well. So, and I'm telling all my borrowers as well is that come January, February, you're not going to have the same kind of deals that you're seeing right now. I mean, sellers are paying closing costs as well. So now is the time to jump in. Because when those rates go below, let's say 7% or whatever, you've got those buyers just kind of hanging out. I'm going to be jumping at then and then jumping back in the market. And then so now you're competing with 10 different bids as well, and you're back to where you were at 2 years ago.
It's similar to what we talked about back in the China virus days. We talked about this pent-up demand.
Right. Oh, that's exactly what it is.
So there's pent-up demand that are saying, hey, when these rates hit, hey, honey, when the rate hits a 6.5, we'll do it. Or, let's wait till it goes to 5.875. They're waiting for that to happen. And then so your theory is that people are going to jump back into the market.
Oh, absolutely. I know that for a fact, especially with the Tampa Bay market, the way the market's so hot.
Yeah.
If you don't jump now, even if, say, the rate's a 7.5, and you did a 2-1 buy down, it'll get you in the game today with no competition. And I'm seeing that. And my borrowers and the realtors I work with as well, including some of your realtors, I really, we need to have that conversation with our buyers now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because the longer you wait, you're still having appreciation happen. Because again, this is all predicated on the low inventory.
Correct. Yeah, and inventory is still low, but I mean, I'm seeing a lot of FHA borrowers or definitely first-time home buyers winning right now. So you better jump in. So
addicted to winning. I used to have that that clip where he'd say that. What's the guy's name? I forgot the actor. But anyways, the NAR lawsuit. I did Attorney Patrick Smith's show. I came in here at 8 o'clock on Saturday this past weekend, and he's broadcast on like 15, 20 different stations. It was an awesome time. I had a debate with with someone who started a separate association from the National Association of Realtors,
right.
Claiming all these different things. And I said, look, let me boil this down for you. This is another form of modern day Marxism. They're going after a power structure. There's nothing wrong with the system as it is. If you're a seller, you're getting a fair deal. If you're a buyer, you're getting a fair deal. You're getting expert representation. And there's this thing called the clear cooperation policy.
Correct.
That's the
I know
big
that
deal.
very well. Yeah. Plus, I mean, at the end of the day, though, if it does go sideways on us, the lenders are going to have to finance that 3% for the buyer's agent's commission into the loan as well. But obviously, that's extreme, because that's what's going to happen is first time home buyers will still be able to come in, but that's not good for them.
No, it's not good for them. It's not good for minority buyers. It's not good for people that don't understand first-time buyers. Like, it's a bad move all along. And again, to me, it's just hey, let's attack the power existing structure the way it is.
Right.
Let's see where the cookies crumble, and then guess who? These big tech companies come in, buy it up, absorb some, and it's just going to make it worse for the consumer. Yeah. And that's what we're supposed to be doing, is protecting the consumer.
Exactly right, especially in Florida.
How do you want them to find you, Robert, online?
Best way is sell. I'm available on the weekends. 813-300-7218. 813-300-7218. NMLS 437134.
All right, good stuff. All right, Derek Coble coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to talk insurance, public adjusting. What are your rights? What do you need to know when a storm blows through? What do you need to know about that? Also got some interesting clips from Elon Musk weighing in. Joe Rogan, Elon Musk. Very interesting stuff coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.